Hello. It has slipped my mind that this was even possibly a news day. Well, alright. It's been a build-up. The people have been hungry. It really stands out to me. I still don't really view myself as like an ancient player, but like JML is the only topic where it really kind of sinks into like there's just generations of players that like don't have the original context for JML. That's kind of crazy to me. Like he used to be a Viking GL on offense for a good goddamn reason, and frankly, him falling off is not entirely his fault. He stopped being the king of offense because there were no villains left to slay, more or less. All right, shall we? If this is a clickbait, you're gonna cry. It is not. Would you like to see proof? All right. Is she New Republic? She is not. She ain't anything. She doesn't believe in anything except for throwing hands. She is a Jedi attacker. And that is it. No GR, no R, no NR. She has uniques. She does not have a lead. All right. I mean, JML was the king of offense. JML was bad on defense. There are some hurdles she's going to have to clear to try to fix that situation. Let's see how she does. At the start of battle, she has minus 50 speed. Whenever she attacks at a turn, she gets a stack of force connection, and JML gains 10% max protection. Worth noting immediately, Satil uses her max protection. JML does not. So this will help him tank. This will not help him do more damage. But fair enough. Until the end of battle. Maybe are we headed towards a world where the first GL tank is actually expected to be tanking? Up to 100% max protection stacking, she gains 50 speed whenever she gains a stack of Jedi lessons, stacking max 150. So a bit of a crosshair. Start minus 150, end plus 100. Not a bad thing to be doing. If JML's in the ally lead slot, Leia's attacks critically hit if possible. Kind of a reference to JML Basic. When JML uses Heroic Stand, I believe that is his ult. Revive Jedi allies with 100% health and protection and grant them Jedi Legacy until the end of battle. Now, this isn't... It's a little bit hard to get the JML ults if you don't have the full squad, because you're kind of just putting out less ult charge. It's a bit interesting. And grant them Jedi Legacy until the end of battle. So is this... Jedi Legacy, I think, is just the JML. It's what they get normally, but I assume because they were dead, they wouldn't have gotten it otherwise if it just revived. Check to confirm. That is Kegasi. That is a different thing. Involving alcohol. Yeah. So yeah, you get the ult buff that you would have gotten it anyway. Yeah, it's a conquest character, I would assume. One would think. And then full team heal as well. So far, not crazy earth shattering. I mean, a bunch of speed would largely just depend on what her base kit does, right? While in Grand Arenas, and if JML is the ally in the lead slot, enemies defeated by Jedi allies can be revived. Okay. Whenever a Jedi ally is dazed or stunned, a random Jedi attacker ally gains a bonus turn. Now, Cal and Revan, there are a fair few Jedi who are immune. I believe immune to stun. So I wonder if CG is playing within the lines here, where you can run the people who have the immunity, but you will actually miss out on value. Depending on what you're fighting against, too, though, right? At the end of each ally's turn, if JML has 100% ult charge, he takes a bonus turn. Interesting. Okay, so you get the ult, you just fire that shit off immediately, potentially. Not necessarily even that you have to fire it off immediately. That could do something. Like, if she helps accelerate his ult, you could actually use that in, like, a timing attack, too. Get one last riposte lesson off. We wanted to do more to help JML's ults feel impactful, while other avenues speed that ult game process up. This ability focuses more on the other aspects to help it feel suitably powerful. Does this mean that she is speeding it up elsewhere? I guess we'll keep reading. Also, critical hitting also has important synergy with Leia's first special, where she reduces the cooldown of her second special with each crit. We will get there. Unique to Omicron, also GAC. Leia's plus 100% defense. If JML is in the lead slot, Jedi allies have 100% max protection. Same as before. Not going to increase your lessons damage, but will very much help survivability. Until the first time Leia is defeated. Flavors of Cassian. We have King of the Hill characters. Well, in Cassian's case, it was just everyone in the squad was King of the Hill. In this case, we are more in the... Nah, this is Saving Private Leia. The start of each Jedi ally's turn, JML gains 5% ult charge. Okay, that's an accelerant. I mean, immediately off rip, obviously, like, JCal, GMY will give you violent acceleration. Whenever Jedi ally damages an enemy, that ally recovers 10% protection. So similarly, AoE would be 50% regen. Definitely a lot more survivable, as long as you get to play the video game. Whenever a Jedi ally uses inherited teachings for the first time, they gain a bonus turn. Oh god, what the fuck does that even mean? Okay. Alright, motherfuckers. Let's chat. You wanna know what this guy already did? This guy already cheated out a second turn. Which means you run JML gas, you will effectively cheat out. Your first turn will be lessen into AoE, and then your second turn will be kick into another AoE. That's just 2-turn immediate double cooldown increase, double days attempts. Just, yeah. He's anti-JKL and GAC though? What does that even mean? I'm not even talking about JKL. I'm talking about gas. Gas is not a version of Luke, sir. He's his father. That's like a version in the most abstract, partial sense. Read the Omicron, you read it. His first name is General. What are we talking about? AoE stun is impossible on top of that? Listen to the words that I'm saying. I am talking about a double gas AoE turn 1. Where were we? Yeah, bonus turn. Who else uses this wall? Unfortunately, .gg is cut off. Should I just go to game? Perhaps the game is closed. I see. Please hold. All right. Quick Jedi roster scroll. This is why they killed Satele, isn't it? All of these protection gains. It wasn't for fucking race Satele, it was for this shit probably. She would have gotten so much extra protection for her true damage. That shit would have been pretty belligerent. All right. So Cal, actually maybe this is a better way to do it. He's assumed. We're just focusing on people who interact well. You're awkward. You make ult charge, but you already get the bonus turn. So it's not really. Is it the first time? Yeah, whenever they use inherited teachings for the first time. No, wait. Okay, what this means, if your Cal's first turn is basic into windmill? No, but you already use inherited teachings. That's not really value, is it? I'm thinking like you could flow from staff mode back to dual wields if you saved inheriting teachings until that, but that's you're not really gaining anything off that. You would just be delaying it. So that's technically true, but probably not really worth it. Who else uses it well? You obviously for the ult charge generation. Okay, should we just keep going through the kit first? Because like people are talking about only one Luke allowed, but like let's be the judge of that first. I need to see what the restrictions are. Use lesson for the first time, you get a bonus turn. While JML is taunting, Jedi allies take reduced damage from percent health effects. I mean, JML taunt drops fairly often. You get the lock taunt when a side falls below 100% health for the first time. It's an important, good thing to have, but like we're almost having like tenacity JML conversations at that point. I mean, protection disruption as well, right? Like Asajj is doing that shit to him. All right. Whenever a non-tank Jedi ally is damaged twice consecutively, that ally gains stealth for one turn. So we had like the stranger consecutive check, but that was 2 consecutive turns. Could this also work within the same turn if you just get like mass assisted, or let's say you get hit with a lessons that deals damage twice? Does that count? Stealth for one turn, dispellable, preventable. If JML is the only ally of Luke present, whenever JML uses They Grow Beyond, he inflicts protection disruption locked, unpreventable, unresistible. I mean, undispellable, unpreventable is good. It's kind of redundant with J. Calver Posts. But it maybe opens up the door to. I mean, I don't know how much damage Leia is going to be doing on her abilities. Maybe that's what this is about. They Grow Beyond, like, gives out advantage and crit damage up, for example. So maybe that's what this is teeing up. Whenever he uses Afflux, he stuns all enemies for one turn. Cute. The fact that it's resistible means that we're still kind of in the same position as before, where it's like, you don't know if you can trust Afflux. I guess this means that you get double jeopardy. You can try ability block. If the ability block doesn't hit, you're trying stun as well. That, like, on average, you hope you're going to hit one of them. Solid. I don't know if these are, like, necessarily do or die for me in all use case scenarios. But it does kind of guide the reasons for why you will or won't care about JKL. That's a 2-turn AoE stun. Yeah, like, the fact that it's resistible alone is kind of a question mark. I don't tend to do Afflux that often these days. Afflux feels like the last option rather than the first. It really depends on the situation, though. I mean, potency splash on JML has always been a thing in the past. It could certainly be a thing here as well. But yeah, like, how many teams are starting out with tenacity up these days? Like, there's just a lot of shit to think about. I mean, but also it gives you, like, maybe Afflux isn't your turn 1, but maybe it opens up a route where you're like, okay, maybe I could try to route to Afflux turn 2. Or I get, well, he would also get a bonus turn after using lessons for the first time, no? Like, if you really needed, you could lessons call Cal to assist. That would dispel tenacity up, and then you could just Afflux right after if you need be or something. Yeah, he should be included. He should also get the... Oh, why not? Yeah. I believe he is included on that. It's not even his kit, so other wouldn't exclude him anyway. Yeah, he's going to do that. Yeah, people are going to overreact to this. I don't think this hard bans JKL from being run. You just have to know why you want him to be there, what he does offer, what he doesn't. Anyway, it was a lot of fun and pressure considering how long players have been asking for a lifter. Excited to see what the player base does with the character and hope you all have as much fun with her. Yeah. Should be cool. Let's see what she's got going. Or in the realm of, like, Crosshair figuring it out as he goes. Or, like, I mean, look, at some point, don't drop it. You can just stop here. There's a beauty in simplicity. Just put your hand down at this point. Like, you're good. You're done. Mission accomplished. That shit's stuck in there. Alright. Deal physical damage to target enemy. Jedi allies gain 50% offense for 1 turn. Jedi allies gain 50% offense is already queuing in a weird direction, because JML historically does not give a shit about damage output at all. That's more in the realm of, like, JKR JML or JKL JML. Jedi allies protection recovery is increased by 10. Protection recovery is increased by 10%. That is new. Well, I mean, we've seen, like, Jabba would, like, cut your healing in half. It's the first time we've seen an increase that I can recall. And all enemies' protection recovery is reduced by 10% for each time this ability is used at the end of battle. Knee-jerk reaction, JML is so riposte lesson pilled at the moment that protection recovery reduction is kinda to me, but let's see where we're going. If JML is the ally in the leader slot, he gains 10% ult charge and an additional 10% ult charge per stack of Jedi lessons she has. Remove 100% TM from the target enemy, which can't be resisted. A lovely word to see. Deal additional effects based on the target enemy's roll. Attackers dispel bust on target enemy to inflict offense down, unresistable, undispellable. Oh, they're doing a General Leia here, aren't they? Cute, cute. Yep, tanks call other Jedi allies to assist and inflict defense down. No 25% health shred, which I only just learned existed. I already thought Leia tank basic was nuts. I did not realize Leia, GL Leia tank basic also reduced our max health by fucking 25% per cast. Are you insane? She has the basic that I thought GL Leia always had, so what the fuck do I know? Wahoo. Alright. There's the supports. Dispel debuffs on Jedi Leia and inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. Interesting separation. So it's not the team support that GL Leia has. But healing immunity has been more of a topic lately. And crucially, that is a healing basic. Oh, wait, no. That's not on the basic. Yeah, not on the basic. Either way, Jedi don't typically have access to healing immunity. Like, how many times did JKL get, or JKA get drafted back in the day just to try to basic something? The healing immunity is 2-turn, unresistible, undispellable. That is like, I want to say as far as healing immunity goes, that's actually like shockingly harsh. Like, that is significant. 2-turn locked is... Oh, that would have hit it in a fair few spots recently. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's like Radis ults. Levels of impact. All in Grand Arenas. And what's the cooldown? Cooldown of 4, they mentioned that this would be decreasing cooldowns as well, so that will be a fairly spammable ability, potentially. Huh. Wall in Grand Arenas. If JML's the ally in the leader slot, deal an additional instance of damage to all enemies based on JML's max protection. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright, they're satilifying slightly. That explains it. And dispel all debuffs on Jedi eyes. Okay, so you do kind of get the Leia basic effect down here. Questions immediately of Armor Pen? For sure, because it sounds like this is an unmitigated... It's an AoE, like, this is kind of questions of, like, based on his max protection, what percentage is a major question? Like, Satil AoE is 20%. A lot of possible potential in this ability. It's got to be like 10%, right? Maybe 5, but it's got to be like 10%. Satil has 20%. Satil does not have the GL unique. I'm thinking it's like 5 or 10%. That's my guess. I mean, they might give it 20 because it might be mitigatable, whereas Satil was not. Maybe that's what I'm not factoring in, but yeah. Interesting. This number seems specifically not linked to his base. Yeah, no, they're unhooking. Like, he is still base for the lessons, but they are giving a path to give a shit about going full Unga Bunga. JML can finally hook into Lightside Jedi Bulk. Or why did I say Jedi? Lightside Bulk. Alright. I almost kind of wish this, like, it fits the flavor of the character that she's figuring shit out. This is just like the Thanos ability. Unless it's just like 1% of JML, it's like, this will just assumedly be murdering people. She will murder you and then go, oopsie. Alright. You'll physical damage to target me twice, dealing 25% bonus damage. Max 200%. For each stack of Jedi lessons gained by Jedi allies in this battle, which can't be evaded. Inflict off balance on target me for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Reduce the cooldown of the final lesson by 1 for each critical hit scored. If JML is the ally in the lead slot, if target enemy is inflicted by ability block, buff immunity, or daze, which it's checking for non-locked versions of the buffs. I mean, that's a gas call out. That's an FX call out. Huh. Target is inflicted by those three things, which can be dispelled. Dispel them. Wait. Oh, it's turning unlocked into locked. I'm sorry. I should have read it. I overthought it. Okay. But crucially, where relevant, it turns it into lock, but it turns it into one turn. So there could be scenarios where you have a longer effect and you actually shorten it. I think Jar Jar has the same thing, right? Jar Jar second special. If they are not inflicted by those debuffs, increase target enemy's cooldowns by 2. And Jedi allies gain foresight for 2 turns. Hmm. I mean, cooldown of 3. You have a windmill that you can pass it back to her. You could just, like, put somebody in purgatory. I see. Well, what else you got? Yeah, I mean, this is harkening back to, like, there used to be times where, like, back where JML was fairly newish, I had, like, planned out rotations to get max ult charge ASAP. Kind of once Cal came out, you didn't really give a shit about it as much, because, or even, like, honestly, before Cal, it was kind of just like, you just arrive in lesson and you just keep mashing on it. And you were more focusing your lessons based on trying to maximize your lesson uptime. But yeah, it definitely takes a second meaning, second layer here. Yeah, dude, the bonus turn that happens here for JML when he gets the full ult charge, that is layered. That is very, very layered. Like, if I had to hazard a guess, pretty decent chance that, like, fairly often I'm gonna get that bonus turn and I'm not going to ult. Like, this could very easily could convert to more advantage, and then you just ult later or something. Yeah, okay, lessons for calling JML. I don't know what that's a reference to, but yeah, you pretty much never want to call JML outside of, like, I mean, the classic example to me is either you do it because you need the guaranteed crit, or more frequently you do it because you want buff immunity into Cal assist so that you get buff immunity into Dispel. Those are, like, the two main use cases. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice on the basic. Is it one hit twice or 2 hits once? Okay, it looks like 2 hits once. So lessons, like, JML Cam was kind of one of the original Cam use cases. Cam attacks twice. The second attack was not reduced. This sounds like it might be reduced. For what that's worth. If JML's in the lead slot, if target enemy has speed equal to or higher than Leia, she gains lessons for 3 turns. I mean, that works out a turn. Does she have a way to get rid of lessons? Because I don't think you can count as gaining more lessons once you're at 3, right? I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that should work out a turn. If target enemy has speed lower than Leia's, she deals another instance of damage for each time this ability is used in this battle. Man, I really hope this isn't reduced by lessons. If it gets reduced by lessons, it's going to be a little bit unfortunate. She deals another instance of damage for each time this ability is used in this battle. Okay, max 3 instances. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty major question at the moment. Of like, is this whole thing reduced by 90% for the majority of the gameplay or not? Because we also don't see her doing any sort of like automatic, like Cal, if he passes to her, could cause her to do it unreduced. There are ways to get it out if it just turns out to be an absolute, if we're talking like a SM33 basic or Forlum basic. There are ways, but we're kind of at odds with lessons and what lessons normally does to normal damage abilities. If it's not her turn, she gains 50% death pen for 1 turn. This attack cannot be countered. Also, I think true of JML basic. Surprisingly useful sometimes, to be honest. So unique 2 doesn't mean you can't have Night Look in the team. If you care about the penalties, sure. I don't think that penalty is like... I don't think that penalty necessarily permabans JKL. You just have to be deliberate about who you choose and why and when. The stun is resistible. The protection disruption, it's cool that it's guaranteed, but we already ignore protection for the current core JML play pattern, so it's kind of... It only matters if we care about Leia damage output, which we might. I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is, oh, okay. The fact that you get the first lesson as a bonus turn. All right, think about it this way. Fuck, I wish we had training mode. Are we there yet? All right. So think of it this way. One of my favorite moves playing this game... Oh, not playing this. That's awfully broad. One of the best moves you can do with JML turn 1 is JML call GMY. Actually, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you. JML call GMY just makes GMI move at JML speed, right? And a lot of people don't seem to realize this right now, especially with JKR being gone. Whether or not he's in the team later, just keep this in the back of your head. At the end of each other Jedi ally's turn, JKL gets 10% turn meter, right? So JML takes a turn, he gets 10. GMI takes a turn, he gets 20. GMI gets the bonus turn from doing his splash, he gets 30. And you can start to layer on that real fucking quick. So soon. It's got to be at the start of an era, right? So we are either 1 month out, or I really hope not December. I hope it's 1 month. There are so many use cases I have in mind for it. But yeah, right? Like literally, if we could just hop into training mode right now, and I could give people a mechanical breakdown of this. I had a lot of fun back in the day, like layering Jedi mechanics together, because they can actually be technical. Like, they don't have to be. Yeah, you can slap him in, mark a guy, basic pass back to him, or riposte, that guy's dead. Yeah, they can be that too. Yeah, absolutely. But if you want them to be more than that, absolutely they can be. And so, like, yeah, questions start getting raised to me pretty quickly of like, okay, so like we were talking about before, right? You lessen to GMI. GMI is now moving at JML speed. JML takes a bonus turn. So far, we've given JKL 10% turn meter. He takes a turn at JML speed, 20% turn meter. He takes a bonus turn, 30% turn meter. Literally, he could do anything from this point. He is already also inherited JML speed. And if all of these characters then decide to feed JCal, we can possibly funnel JCal up to JML speed. Like, I don't think most people are going to bother going this deep on it, but like, you know, let's say we do care. That, like, unironically, I think this unique is a lot better than people think. And the stuff that Leia's offering is cool, but I have a sneaking firm suspicion that I will enjoy this shit more than I enjoy the protection disruption. I can do a lot with this. I can do a lot. Like, if Terminator isn't allowed, then fucking yeah, put him on the bench. Like, Hero will be fine. That seems like a perfectly happy place to be. If GMY goes to Leia, what then? Yeah, Leia's the new Conquest. Well, let's say I already talked about these two. I assume it's not you. Armadillo? I mean, it can be. He doesn't really hook into broader schemes. He only calls GR Jedi to assist twice. Damn. Almost. I mean, she regens. She doesn't really push it further. Possible assist call. Assist calls. Weren't there other hooks? Apparently not really. I mean, Cam... Yeah, there's no real point in considering Cam here. I mean, historically, JML has always wanted a sustain slot. We do have extra sustain now, but yeah, could be Hermione. Like Hermione, depending on how good Leia is or isn't in the damage department, she might be happy to get the Master's training. I mean, for what it's worth, you all like if there's a world where you don't lessen turn 1, like if you really want it to be sweaty, Master's Training turn 1, cast a lesson turn 2, that'll give you cooldown reduction on Master's Training, should be back turn 3. Same is true for JKL stun. Not really much point to do it with gas. We already talked about Cal already interacting with it kind of strangely. Is there some stupid shit we can do here? Okay. What if you bounce before a lesson? I don't know if that's actually worth... Like, bounce... lesson bonus turn, but this is still one-off. Battle Med puts you at, like, 75%, and then you would have bounce again. That's, like... That's probably the most ult charge you could get for only, like, you would lose 25% TM. Or you could just like cow, pass back, or whatever. I don't know, man. GMI sits really, really well with me here. 50% offense on Leia sounds nice. You have no idea what her kit math is. There is no point in assuming that. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, well, am I blind? Yes. Like, yeah, you assume Satele, but how many times have you played a Satele match where Jolie was actually needed? Is kind of my thought process. Also, does this have any defense viability? So JML turn 1 will try to stun you, ability block you. I don't think JML turn 1 is devastating. I don't think this necessarily solves their defense problems. I think it just makes his offense crazy assertive. It is also adorable that you can just park on Jam ult, slap that shit at the very end of the fight, and just be back at full banners. Crazy does this mean JML has 20k protection, he can get up to just shy of 2 million protection. Keep in mind that he does not use it for lessons like Satele does. Leia uses his total max protection, but we don't know how well she uses it, so it could be nuts, it could be a nothing burger. Is it this, or is it probably... How does JML work? I was really hoping that the recover protection was based on his max protection, not his base. The protection regen is also based on his base, unfortunately. The assist true damage will go up. No, it will not. Leia's damage will go up. Because she is based on his max protection and he is based on his base. That is why, for JML lessons right now, adding protection via Datacron stats works. Adding protection via the light side bulk 3 does not. And so on. There's actually a lot of shit that I'm gonna have to like solve for here. Like applying old fundamentals to this new shit of like how is there any like GMY? Lessons the GMY is like very, very back feeling right now because you can just feed him a free I mean, it's 40, but it functionally feels like 50% turn meter. Get a bonus turn. And, like, you're just there. The true JML lifter changed that from base to max. Buddy, they did. It's called Leia's first special? Second special? I forget which. But I suggest you check out the kit for more information. They did it. You don't have to dream anymore. Hard to say. I mean, the bonus turns certainly add a lot of aggression that, like, maybe just having that happen to you will be annoying. But, like, JML does not use the bonus turns, right? And the AI is for Ramshackle. You have to remember JCal AI on defense is just not non-existent. I think that this will still be on offense. It's just going to be a much more aggressive, higher tempo, and crunchier gameplay experience. And that sounds very fun to me. I'm looking forward to this. Be very curious to see the numbers on this kit tomorrow. Yeah, this kit looks incredibly fun. It's going to be a very good time. I mean, I enjoyed Bad Batch. I enjoyed Cassian. I'm going to enjoy this for the same reason. Like, I enjoy teams where you get to plan out combos, and, like, there's a lot of layers as I start to break down a bit of, like, ways to think about how you plan your opener can have, like, very drastic changes on how the team will play, what the team will output. All right, like I said, this clause, yeah, this clause will matter sometimes. Might be cool. Like, it can't be dispelled or resisted. That's cool. Just keep it in mind. She might make JML madness on defense. I think it's pretty unlikely. I think it's incredibly unlikely. Yeah, Penny, I read your comment. Like, the math is probably there. Like, characters have already been kind of getting in the 1 million ballpark. You just have to remember that it doesn't affect the lesson damage. It's only possibly Leia's damage, and we have no idea what the ratio is. It only applies to his old form? Okay, yeah, the clause was kind of bait. I mean, we'll see again, right? Like, it doesn't always necessarily make the most sense for JKL to need to be there. I'm very much in it for the turn meter, but if that's only post ults, which I believe you're correct, like, whatever, man. Flare, I think that might be multiplying each protection gain or something. Yeah, if it's ult only, people are going to overreact. JKL's fun. There will be cases where maybe you're just like, okay, we gotta rush to JML ult ASAP, get those stuns online, get it on a 2-turn cooldown, and then just keep going. That could absolutely happen. But by default, be fine. Like, keep in mind, this team will accelerate your ult just insanely. Like, you will get access to these almost immediately. It's kind of like Ahsoka, right? When you use Ahsoka on an offense, everyone's like, "Did you know that you could use Ahsoka ult like immediately?" And I'm like, that's not really what I have in mind. And this is kind of like the opposite, where it's like, I think I can just end the fight before we even access these with the tools that I have at my disposal. But like, I don't really feel the need to race ults. I'm just gonna go kill them. Protection disruption is undervalued. It's not really undervalued in a team where the majority of your damage output is riposte plus Jedi lessons. JL DVD Jackled. You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong. It's a higher number than half. Like for my JML's output, it is like, I mean, fuck. Let's just throw some shit up. Who's in range? Jump scare. All right. Sure, man. What was the classic? Like JKL didn't even exist back then, did he? The old fundamentals was this, wasn't it? What would it translate to nowadays? I mean, gas would stop their assist critting, which we actually don't really want, I don't think. But Barris isn't always necessarily there either. Let's try without Barris. The problem is gas doesn't really, it's fucking JMK. He's got the tenacity up. He's got the anti-crit. Gas is not going to do terribly much here. I mean, as we've already kind of established, if I just outlaw like every character that exists, I don't leave myself terribly much to work with here. Like, you're what's accessible. We would like Barris to be in Ray. We assume Julie is in Satil, although frankly, with the current data crowns, the boy does not really need to be there. Wait, where's GMI? The problem is Barris is really fucking important here. I'll just throw her in. I remember this. I fucked up. I didn't get the foresight call. The heal JMK always goes for GMY, so you're supposed to make sure that GMI always has a foresight assist ready to go so that he can tank the healing immunity. And then Barris heals him through the Ahsoka assist shit. And that's why the healing immunity is bad. He's fucking dead. Screw it, we'll play Unga Bunga. We already fed him a lesson, right? I'm like 99% sure I fed you a Jedi lesson for cooldown decrease. Hello? Alright, where was I going with this? Oh, like, you notice how we basically didn't kill anybody until Cal got riposte up? And then the rest of the time was just like biding your time to set up ripostes? That's why when I say protection disruption is kind of whatever to me, the way JML plays right now, you just don't give a shit. Right? Like, yeah, there are some times that, like, we got to crossguard, so I just started throwing them on gas because crossguard does really good damage. Not the GLs. But otherwise. I can't believe I fucked up the GMI foresight. Sucks, man. Either way, yeah. Point being, if we're talking, is this necessary or nah? Or, like, think about how this fight just flowed. Even if he wasn't in ult at the time, but even if he was, JML Flux, the stun would have been resisted. His was not. It is unresistible. So, like, there's that. There's the fact that protection disruption, we wouldn't have really cared because Cal was just doing what he was doing anyway. Like, that's all I'm saying. I fucked up. Wrong way. Just because the kit says, oh, you might lose something if you play this certain way doesn't mean you necessarily have to always drop it. And in this case, it's like a fairly easy decision to make. Right? You can pretty easily assess, okay, are we just lessening shit to death? Do we care about Leia damage? That's like the main decision, and then past that, it's like, okay, do I care about a guaranteed reliable stun immediately, or do I somehow care more about, like, I get to ult, and then I'm just throwing fucking stun attempts out every 2 turns? One if I just pass JML, or Cal back to JML. So this is what I'm talking about with the combo. Observe. I mean, the pirates are doing pirate shit. But the point being... Oh, Barris took a turn, because that's Barris doing Barris shit. The point being... My JML took a turn, passed his turn effectively to GMI. GMI effectively passes her to JKL. My JML has not gained any turn meter at all. It's a true turn meter train off of JML speed. Like, that shit just works. If you're like, fuck, Teal, man, she took JKR. How am I supposed to swap JKR over to JKL now? Here you go. That's one way to do it. It works. It functions. It feels pretty damn cool. Now, the pirates got to do the pirate shit because they're reactive cell and it's pirates. What are you going to do? But that combo, as long as you're allowed to gain turn meter and as long, like, you know, make sure GMI Splash doesn't cause some reactive shit that gets you murdered. I love the reactive crit hit meter that you get, causing Barris to do nothing. Alright? You see what I'm saying? So when I say JKL is not necessarily in the bench, that is why. because he lets you do some pretty aggressive shit. Maybe as a clause for 3v3. No clause. Yeah, I don't think this will be defense postable. I think there's too many teams that are probably fine. Ironically, it's actually been happening more and more lately. Like Bad Batch 2, I think would not be fine. I think Cassian would probably not be fine. I don't know, man. Like some of the new modern teams are just like weirdly. It's some of the new modern teams like could not beat JML, could not beat T. If it's like JML gas JKL like the control shit. Some of the newer modern teams are like a little bit of a slow roll into a big buildup, and you just get obstructed. I don't know. Like if JML's gonna have any defensive chops at all, it's just gonna be off the back of them doing a bunch of aggression. But like, I mean, JKL on defense just spams staff stance. Like he doesn't do any of the riposte stuff you would hope he does. I mean, Leia will have to see her AI. Gas is decent on defense for that purpose. JKL does do the thing, I believe. It will be suboptimal. I mean, you still have to contend with the fact that like they spam their shit aiming at like characters like DR who can't be assisted against. The percent health immunity. Wait, does it actually even achieve anything? It's only while JML's taunting. So like if you shock JML and then Malak dispel him, you still get to Malak your insides. I don't even know what that fixes that counter. I mean, JML would lock taunt for 2 turns eventually. But again, the majority of the time that the AI, well, okay, the fact that normally they would just waste their turns doing lessons that didn't matter, the extra bonus turns would at least mean you get to apply some pressure. That's not for nothing. And yeah, Leia herself might be the great equalizer of like throwing hands. Up in the air. I would lean towards I don't think they're postable. I don't really I see a lot of tools that I could use to shape a really aggressive offense. I don't see a whole lot of reassurances for posting them on defense. But we'll see. I don't think JML is all that fast, is he? 376. Like Hondo, I assume is just the fastest. Although it might be partially because of his lead, but like, yeah, Ray is 398. Vader 390. So on and so on. Are there any other angles to speak of? Honestly, I might. We'll see. Right? Like, there have been times in the past where, like, you're climbing through a squad arena and just a really fast JKL and really fast gas could just jump you. I would like it more if the JML wove in a lesson before doing F-Looks. Right, like, having that little bit of extra chaotic nature to him, I think, would just add a lot. Right, if it was a chance to call a GMI or a chance to give a JKL or a gas some extra turn meter. I mean, Seventh Sister does shock, right? Like a tenacity 7th. Does she do shock? I don't remember. I would imagine this does. I guess she does not. Inquisitorius with like shock or buff immunity? Barris doesn't our AoE, so that would be problematic for them. I assume it's on Blighted Hilt for 8th Brother. Yeah. So, assumedly, you will be getting death marked by Riva, and they will just be able to shut off the JML taunt. Although, that runs into, like, weird, janky questions of, like... Again, so the Luke taunts... It's a 2-turn taunt, so, like... Let's say... someone gets death marked. Luke's taunt would pop up in between hits. Then I guess Deathmark would then stop working for 2 turns? It's kind of goofy. It's hard to say. Like, it's really just hard to say because like JML on defense is just historically so disappointing. AI wise, really, this just feels like a question of is there room for the AI to just like high roll you or do some like really aggressive, disgusting shit. I think there's not enough reassurances here. I think the player will just be able to get their shit off. There will be some game plan that's just like perfectly contend against them. And I don't think it has to be a GL. I mean, it would have to be like a tenacity DV or some shit. I do feel like I remember that happening to JMLs back in the day as well, though. I think they would lose, or at least it would be a very uphill battle. I think she would crush. Actually, without the Bastiladine? You could probably stabilize, but I think it would be unpleasant on the opener. Because you will go second. No JMLs. training mode 1. We'll see. My gut says more offense than defense. I have had enough janky experiences that, again, like the JKL plus gas can maybe just be ugly. I'm not slamming the door shut on defense prospects, but I think offense is going to be a fucking blast. This feels very similar to when Ahsoka first got released and I started realizing she had combo potential. Except this time, she might actually be on offense. In the form of the King of Offense returning. Alright. I think that is it. Right? She's, not... She is technical, but the kit itself is not. She just gives you a bunch of rules to work with and figure out how they layer on top of each other. That is going to be a whole lot of fun to tinker with. I'm looking forward to it. This 3-month wait is going to be fucking miserable. But at least we will hopefully have stuff like training to help ease it along. Either way, thanks for hanging out. Be back tomorrow. Later.